exciting that you guys are doing it. That you guys are coming out.
We are, yeah.
Even though I gave you shit about it all the time, and
no, I mean, okay, hold on. Let me tell everybody that we're coming back up. Sorry, just before I lose too many people, because this is what happens. You drop, and you just, there's like that few hundreds of people that are like, well, fuck this then. Oh my god, it drives me crazy. Hold on. Okay. We should be live again. Is everybody okay? Are we all good? I knew that was coming. That's about the only fix I've been able to get for this sound issue I'm having. We were just, all we're able to do is just, you know, push, you know, delay the sound drop is about all. So, we are here. Hey, we got 4 viewers. We're fine. No, I'm sure there's more people out there than that.
hey, and that's the other track.
Oh, shit! God damn it. Hold on. Just stop. Just shut. Everyone shut the... Okay. We're not listening to it now anymore.
You should just, like, whenever this shit happens, you should just have, like, a pile of dirty dishes to just, like, go fall into.
I know. Wait a minute. Did you say a pile of dirty dishes?
Yeah, like, just, oh god, and just clumsily fall into dishes and throw them everywhere, and then fall on, like, a rake and it hits you in the face, and then a bucket falls on your head.
Like Jerry Lewis style? Like, lay me, please. Hey, with the hay! As if I haven't lost enough viewers already. Actually, that would be really great. I had to pause the music, guys. So, am I actually seeing this? Like, is that what happened? Does this actually happen?
Of this real life.
This can't be happening. What is going on? Oh my god. I don't know what's happening to me anymore. I am in a very interesting headspace right now, guys, so I apologize for anything and everything that comes flying out of my mouth. Holy fuck.
People understand, man. I think they know that you were gone for a while and post-PAX Deeps, and then you were also trying to do, like, a major tech upgrade, dude. Like, every time I've tried to, like, upgrade my shit, or, like, even when I just do, like, a 0.0.1 upgrade of my music software, like, my heart rate is elevated for days because I know it's just all coming down.
It is.
And nothing's going to open. Shit's fucked up. People are going to yell at me because they don't have music done.
Exactly. Mine, you know, and for me, I just sometimes feel like, you know, I'm just sharing this experience with the world because, you know, I'm here and you can all watch that. That's what really, like, fucking freaking me out right now is the fact that, like, well, hopefully the viewer count is like, you know, warming up or whatever. But yeah, if I just lost like over 700 people because my fucking audio dropped off. Oh my god, I'm taking crazy pills. Well, yeah, I feel like it's that Far Side cartoon now, like where this is a really bad analogy. Never mind. I'm just waiting to see if it jumps up at all before we play this track from 2-1.
Another Twitter campaign.
That's right. We need to get another retweet going. Eddie, could you do the honors of making another tweet that we could then lazily retweet? Yeah, and I do love all you people here. I seriously, and I don't say it enough. Thank you so very much for spending some time here tonight with us. Myself and Danny Baranowsky, just chillaxing in the Skype. We're in the Skype.
So when you come to Seattle, are you gonna try to set up like a actual set or something?
Yes,
That'd be really cool to have that.
This is part of like what we've been talking about, like with the houses that we're already looking at. There has to be a room, a designated room for my studio, and I will build it as such, because right now what we are trying to do is where I cast from also doubles as our entertainment room, and so, you know, obviously I've got cables and shit everywhere in this room. But then, yeah, because, you know, I'm sitting on a couch, I would love to get a desk that I could just sit at and just have an office chair. There's so many things I would love to do.
Yeah, like with the desk and the coffee mug and everything.
Yes, like a fucking
And,
talk
like,
show.
The backdrop.
Totally. Yes. And it's going to happen. It's just right now. And again,
because then you could just have people over and then like have them off camera and be like, and welcome this fucking guy, and then ba-da-ba, they like walk over and you have like a fake band. Like your band is like a Big Mouth Billy Bass or something.
dude, that'd be fucking awesome. Like, and I love it. And that's where I'm at with the frustration right now, is that I'm really coming off of PAX. I'm like, oh, I'm ready to just, take it to some kind of next level, whatever. And it's just, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back kind of situation for me.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
See?
He's a real go-getter, that man. Whoa, Ninho010, welcome to Mankind. Thank you so very much for your support. Also,
Did you see the viewer count?
It's dead. Oh, it jumped up. Thank God.
Yeah. It went from like 400 to 1500.
Now what the fuck's up?
How did you gain followers?
This is where I'm like, is somebody...
maybe you're doing this all wrong, man. Maybe you need to just be as awful as possible and be like the caster.
I see, now I'm just like, is somebody at Twitch fucking with me? Like, oh God, he's about to go off on another rant. We were pump up the numbers a little bit. Let me don my tinfoil hat now. Yeah. Anyway, Ninho, thank you so very much. And I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Cobalt Streak. Cobalt! This man...
PAX.
Yeah. You guys met, and...
things were said, things were touched.
Fluids exchanged.
Things were touched against things.
Flesh was squozen. That's not even a real word, but you get the picture. Yes, Cobalt Streak.
See, if you had a show, you could have like a big screen in the back and be like, the word of the day is squozen. And then, like alarms go off and shit.
That's what I want. I want
confetti.
I want Man's Playhouse. Like, I want to morph this into a kid's show, basically.
You should be like Paul Rubens, but with like more pedophilia.
Exactly, a tighter suit. My suit should just be, more ill-fitting, and then, yeah, it'll be perfect. Should we before
welcome Etheris, since Man doesn't care that you're subscribed.
Jesus!
Welcome. Now I'm fucking with your customers. Now it's really getting personal.
I know. Don't fuck this up, Danny. I am already doing a bad enough job already of fucking up my own cast. Thank you very much. Etheris.
It's my nature. I gotta try and help people.
It's true. I'm just... He's driven. Last night, for some reason, I found myself watching the entirety of Pumping Iron, the docudrama that covers Arnold Schwarzenegger defending his 5-time Mr. Olympia championship wins against Lou Ferrigno with bodybuilding.
I still don't feel like that's a real thing that happened. That is too fucking... All those people involved are too... cartoonish to exist in real life.
It is, and it is insane. And let me just real quick welcome Etheris. Etheris, welcome to Mankind. I went off on this thing. I just got so excited thinking about oiled up men's bodies that I couldn't stop myself from going off on this tangent. But thank you so very much for the support. No, but I mean, I just right now I'm strangely like, and like I'm drawn to like following the stories of like really driven people, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of these people that's just like totally just made it, like literally built himself, like the bodybuilding, of course, but he just willed himself to greatness, like, and it's just this sort of almost inhuman drive that some people have. I'm just so interested in that because I don't understand that at all. I don't have that in me.
Does that mean you're gonna run for office someday?
I might, because that's like the culmination. It's like you succeed.
I just want to call you Governor Love.
Governor. Ain't you gonna press the flesh?
Love.
I'm gonna press your flesh. You. I think he says soft-headed sumbitch. It's a quote. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 90. Remember?
Sometimes. Do you want to listen to the 2-1 before the audio drops out again?
Sure.
Okay, so
this is the one where This one goes between like kind of a half tempo and a double time, and so have people have to step on the tempo, whatever, and then but switch it up back and forth so that like to me, like I'm a drummer, so like it's hard for me to be objective with this stuff. But I feel like the first thing people have to understand is like this is a tempo and this is twice that tempo, and like once you understand that, that's like then you can start working on other shit. So it seemed like that was the best thing to do, and it fit like the aesthetic of Zone 2 because it's like cavey and green and stuff, so it's more organic-y and stuff. So sweet. I was shooting for like dancehall reggae. I did not hit that at all. So, but it is in that ballpark, and so I'm not like this one might be good, but I'm not sure. I might change this one a little bit.
I remember you tweeting back and forth with Rich Disaster Piece on Twitter, talking about like trying to hit the dancehall reggae slash whatever the fuck. Yeah, you were just going for like the craziest blend of genres I'd ever heard.
Cha.
So let's take a listen. I am going to sadly mute Danny B.
I agree with the Danny B. I agree.
I'm about to mute the best part of this cast right now, and let's. So okay, Danny's muted. Thank God, because he can't hear me right now. That's the way muting works, right? All right, let me jump out here. This is the music from 2-1 from the upcoming Crypt of the NecroDancer, an amazing rhythm-based roguelike coming out hopefully early 2014. You fucking mook. This fucking mook over here. What happened? I hit the wrong button. Okay, am I out? Am I done? What happened to the thing? Why is it? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, here we go. 2-1, Crypt of the NecroDancer. Getting the volume up. Here we go. Holy shit, that was nuts. Fucking amazing. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's just calm down here. Where's the... Hold on, let's get Danny in here. Oh, thank God, Danny's back. And now I'm back.
Hey.
Danny, you're back? Okay, good.
So that one is clearly not done. And a lot of these, like, just loop once and, like, have connective tissue. But they're not still done.
So some remnants.
So. But yeah, so I guess you can hear, like, the NecroDancer is really fucking awesome to work on because, like, just musically, like, composition perspective, it's like you have to make it sound like a video game because you have to justify the pixel aesthetic. You have to make it dance music because it's a game about dancing. You have to make it, like, creepy because it's about a NecroDancer. Yeah. And then you also have to, like, keep it somewhat varied. And so, like, that one... That's me just trying to hit all four of those points at the same time and just fucking balance it. So it didn't... I mean, it's kind of reggae-ish. Like, it's got, like, the reggae, you know, offbeat and stuff. But, like, it's obviously still its own thing. So,
yeah.
It's really fun to try and, like, make sure these three things are constant: dance, video game music, and creepy, and then bring something else in. And just try to get the balance right and try to make it sound decent. So...
It's... I mean, you know, this is the kind of stuff that people often wonder about. You know, like what is the thought process that goes into you know, making music, specifically, you know, that is going to, you know, accompany a game. For some reason, I just remembered that. Do you remember me going off on Twitter about that Kotaku fucking post from like 2011?
The post from like 1987.
Yes. Oh my God, because. This is what I feel. This is again why which, by the way, did you guys know that? I didn't even want to mention it on Twitter because I didn't want to, like, draw any more attention to it because I was so fucking embarrassed.
Your failure?
Yes, I blame Grant Kirkhope completely.
That is totally reasonable.
Because he just out of nowhere said thanks, the guy who wrote the article, and linked to the article, and so then I clicked on it. And I was like, oh my God. Now, to be fair, it's not like the notion of, you know, the gist of the article is any less absurd and shitty, even though it was, you know, written years ago. But, yeah, that was me ranting about an article that was written, like, fucking, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just fucking, it was...
awkward.
Just shock journalism, like...
Yeah.
It was totally just... And whatever, like when that happened, dude, I did my own little Twitter freak out, and I've learned to be a little more composed and not just like scream at people when I disagree with them.
I'm still getting there.
Yeah, it's hard, man, because it's like this guy is like, I kind of see what he's trying to say, but like his whole like he starts the article with like, now don't get me wrong, I really like game music, but it's fucking worthless and nobody needs it, and just
non-essential.
You can't not feel personal when it's like, hey, the thing that you have like dedicated your life to like advancing, this guy thinks it's pointless.
Well, and to me, it was horribly written, and the only thing that he was getting at is this thing that has been an option in games, you know, since like, you know, the fucking PlayStation era, or even before, you know. Yes, we all know that there is an option in the menu where you can, you know, mute the music, and then, oh wow, what a revolutionary idea, you know.
You can play without color too.
Exactly.
You know, you can play in monochrome.
Yeah. Oh my God. For anyone who doesn't know, it was an article that was basically, it was this guy like sharing his brave story of when he finally, you know, had the balls, the bravery to mute the music in Red Dead Redemption. And then just play without the music,
which had incredible fucking music.
I know, and
like that. I mean, obviously I'm biased because I'm a composer, but like Red Dead Redemption was like, even from a layman, it's like that. I mean, they're pulling in the whole spaghetti western thing, putting their own spin on it, and like underscoring the emotional content of the. It was a really fucking awesome game, and like really emotional, and like it's critical. But so. You know, I really think the number one thing was that they were just like,
shock.
Hey, what hotline, what headline is someone going to see and be like, fuck, I got to click on that, and that's what they came up with. Like, I don't know, I have the courage, whatever. So like, he can have his opinion, whatever, but like, it's just I don't see how that was like constructive at all. I don't see how that was insightful or how it advanced anything.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
Other than to just say, I kind of like to mute my games sometime.
Yeah, it was just like a big middle finger to video game music composers. Like, what I thought was funny was, yes, he shares the story of, like, muting the music for Red Dead Redemption, which, like you said, had an amazing score, was absolutely, part of the experience of, being in that world. What was so funny was somebody had made a comment about your tweets, so your tweets were paired with the article, and I saw them, and yeah, you're talking about, like, movie themes. It's like, oh yeah, like Star Wars, that score, you don't have to listen to that while you watch the movie, and it's...
Yeah. I mean, and we, game composers get this shit enough from, like, game developers.
Yes!
In that, like, they're just like, oh, well, for a lot of game developers, less so indies, but a lot of game developers, it's like, music is a bullet point on a list of, like, things that have to be there. And, like, one of the first times I ever met Grant Kirkhope, I was on a panel with him at MAGFest, and it was just so funny to me because, like, Grant, and he'll just go off, and
Yeah.
I love the guy to death, and he'll go off on these rants, like, in public, and he was just talking about how, like, when he was doing music for Reckoning, just about how they don't give a shit. He was just like, hey, I don't even care if I get the money, but, like, hey, can you sell the soundtrack, because I know people are going to want it. And it just goes through just layers and layers of bureaucratic bullshit and whatever, but, like, the point is, like, we, like, as, there's no way for me to not take it personally, but we already have to put up with enough shit from, like, developers who, like, will hire you, and they're all like, oh yeah, your music is so, and then, like, when they want to pay, when it's time to pay for it, they're just like, so
it's like, yeah.
But the point of it all is, it's like, okay, so if you're making a game like Drop 7, which I don't know if you played it, it's on iPhone, it's a really good game. It has music technically, I guess, but it's nothing of consequence, and it's like, do you need that to play it on a bus silently? No. But it's like, I feel like he was drawing conclusions on a much grander scale than his point actually justified. Like, some games don't need sound anymore, so let's just get rid of all of it. And it's like, until game designers actually, like, until there's, like, a movement where, like, a wide variety of games just don't have music, like, what's your point? Like, it's a part of everything. You could have the same game, you could have the fucking game mechanics of Call of Duty with red boxes and blue boxes. And that's cool, like, if that's what you want to do. Like, some games embrace that, like fucking Minecraft is all boxes. But, like, I just, what is, I don't know. It's, we do a thing that is, by its nature, not critical to the existence of games, and that sucks, but it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, it may be window dressing, but it makes a good game great, all that shit.
But I swear you could argue the same thing about soundtracks and scores to movies, and it's that same thing. Like you were saying, yes, there are games out there that, and I might be just totally destroying the point you were trying to make, but I feel there are some games that, yeah, I mean, so many, like, there are so many, like, just classic, beloved, like, video game soundtracks for me, especially, because that's, I swear to God, guys, my wife will tell you, I don't listen to, quote, real music. I listen to just fucking old video game soundtracks, like, all day long. And, like, I'm recently getting much more into, like, Jake Kaufman. Oh my God, meeting him at PAX was such a joy. He just most recently did the DuckTales remake, the soundtrack to that. Anyway, I'm getting off track. But it's just like movie soundtracks. It's like, classic, movie themes that everybody knows. It's like ingrained in, like, pop culture. It's like these are
it's just one of those things where it's like, since it's a spectrum and not a black and white thing. And since it's like every game has a varying level of like how much the music is an impact on it. Like if the point of the game is to just be like a fun mechanical toy, that's one thing, and that's fine. And there's tons of those that I just love. But if the point is like, let's make something that like means something and like moves people and like then like it's absolutely critical. But even just stuff like Meat Boy and stuff where I think like the point of Meat Boy in retrospect was like the music is such that it matches the rhythm of the game and not only enhances your experience but like has gameplay benefit. Like it gives you a certain rhythm and a certain pace that matches what's happening. So, and I mean, obviously with something like NecroDancer, like there's all kinds of like gameplay mechanics that can be that could not work without sound. Like how many times have you played a shooter and just because of the sound of the gun, like it just doesn't feel good, and immediately you just are kind of soured on the game because the gun isn't fun to shoot. Yep,
just falls flat. The whole experience. Yeah, and I just know for me, like when you were talking about like yes, great video game music. Like we were talking about with NecroDancer, where the thought process is so ingrained in hitting all these different notes, for like gameplay mechanic wise, the theme of the game, the overall theme of the game, and then the theme of the level, and creating it goes hand in hand with the graphics, all the aesthetic aspects of the game. The music is right in there to me. That's ingrained in this overall experience of playing a game, and it's just such a crazy idea to me that you could just so nonchalantly talk about the music as being like, it's just it's nice that it's there, but I don't need it, because I have had so many experiences playing games. Another great example for me particularly, I have hardly ever. Almost every time I sit down and play World of Warcraft, I still play it with the soundtrack on, because
me too.
It's just fucking amazing music that just adds.
The Stormwind music.
Yes,
like when I go into Stormwind and those fucking choirs fire up and that timpani roll goes into the crash, like I just get misty-eyed every goddamn time.
Yes, and it's powerful shit, and it totally, to me, is absolutely integral to my experience of the game. Like yes, I could walk into Stormwind and be listening to a podcast. I love that's how that it's his whole another one of his points of the article was that it's so handy being able to just get caught up on my podcasts while playing a game. Don't have to be bothered by that troublesome music. But whatever. Anyway, we are sitting here just tearing apart an article that again was published in 2011.
Yeah, but it's still
shitty.
Relevant topic.
Yeah.
It's still a relevant topic though, because
it is.
It's like another thing is too, like when you're not playing a game, like if you really connect with the game and you want to just like be way into it and like you always want to experience it and stuff, like how do you experience it outside of actually play the game? And music is really the only way to do that. I mean, I guess you could like look at screenshots or art, and I don't at all mean to demean the importance of that shit, because artists and programmers and stuff, I mean, as much as game musicians have it hard, like artists and programmers have it hard too.
Yeah.
But like that is why people connect with it so much, and why something like that is just so like shitting on things people like, because if you want to play World of Warcraft, you can either jump in and play World of Warcraft and risk waking up 3 months later fatter and paler, or you can like listen to the soundtrack and like remember all that shit. So totally,
it's a part of the experience for me. And you're kind of touching on, and yeah, like you're saying, like to me, it's like saying that the music is not an essential. That was his whole point. It's not an essential part of the game. Just like you were saying, graphics wise, like the textures, you don't need those. You don't need all the, like you said, window dressing of like the visuals, but they are there for a reason. They add to the experience. That is the experience. That's the art. It's part of the the whole package.
I don't even mean to like come down on him or whatever. Like it
No.
was years ago and like whatever. So like
Yeah.
he may have changed his mind. He may have the same one. It's more just like it's just the topic itself, the point itself of that. So
because it's still relevant, like you said. It's still something that you guys fight, and
because the thing is, like, when people say shit like, video game music wouldn't exist without video games, I'm like, again, unless there's going to be a giant wave of silent video games, it goes the other way. Games cannot exist without music. I mean, some of them can, but vast majority of them can't. It just seems like an arbitrary argument to me. Like, let's pick out this one thing.
Yeah.
And anyway, let's play Final Fantasy 14.
Exactly. I love how you got sucked into that. I don't even. We were talking about WoW just now. The fucking patch just hit. I'm fighting valiantly to not at least just walk. Just. Because you want to see what they added in, but
yeah, I don't know. I think with WoW, definitely like that patch doesn't. I mean, it's like, all right, whatever. I'm not. It didn't touch me at all. But like,
yeah. Well, are you there, Danny? Danny, hold on. Danny, where did Danny go? Hold on, we lost Danny. Oh, I'm getting a message. There's a problem with this call. Hold on while we try to get the call back. Okay, no pressure. We can just have a nice bouncing equalizer bar chat. Danny down, Danny down. Danny, I don't know what's going on with the call. What I wanted to say, now that Danny is not here, and I could finally get a word in edgewise. Yeah, we were talking on Twitter about this subject that we were talking about here with the importance of, is music essential to the gaming experience? And Mr. Ben Prunty, the guy who did the soundtrack to Faster Than Light, FTL, amazing roguelike, an amazing soundtrack. But Ben Prunty was kind of making the... Oh, God, let me try and call him back. Ben Prunty was talking about how, like, in a perfect world... It just says call failed. Wonderful. No answer. Uh-oh. I'm a little concerned. Danny's internet might have died out, because... But anyway, let me finish this thought. Ben Prunty was talking about how, yeah, in a perfect world, every aspect of the game, people who worked on that would get, recognition. People would recognize their achievement in adding to the overall experience that is the game, whether it be the music, whether it be, the textures, whether it be, the level design, whether it be, sound effects, whatever. There are so many aspects to that go into making a game, and just like with movies, people have a tendency, myself included, people have a tendency to basically just sort of like, put all of it on, both the good and the bad on the shoulders of one person. So like the director of the film is like, he made the film. A lot of times is like, the designer or, the designer, the programmer. It's like those guys made the game. There is like, in most cases, there are certainly, when talking indie games. Hold on, we got a Danny calling.
I am sorry.
Hey,
my power went out.
Son of a bitch. Did you hear any of what I was talking about? Because probably not.
I usually don't hear what you're saying anyway, because I don't pay attention.
That figures. And with the power going out.
Yeah. No, it's, I think we're talking about Final Fantasy 14.
Well, I was trying to get in there that comment that Ben Prunty made on Twitter, talking about how in a perfect world, anybody who contributed to a game really in any way, that everyone would get recognition, and it wouldn't be this sort of like, just like with movies, people just sort of like put all the good and the bad on the shoulders of like the director, kind of with games you see, the director of the game, gets all the the good and the bad feedback. But yeah, like people who made sound effects, the textures, the level design, all of that.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong that musicians do get more credit than those people usually, but
Yeah.
I think it's more like a functional. How do I say it? It's more like just a reality that I don't know how it would ever change. And like, you know, you could scream every day till you're blue in the face trying to get those people the recognition that they absolutely duly deserve. Like no one, I don't know anyone who's like arguing that they don't. But it's just like, it's always been like when you have games and like hundreds of people work on them and one guy does the music and the music is an entire sense, you know, like maybe sound design too, but like it's, you got sight, feel, and sense in games. And it's a full third of it. And like, you know, the programmers, maybe because it feels a certain way, should get their due and everything. And I think that's actually more common. Like 20 years ago, no one would have known who John Carmack was, who these people are. So like it's changing. I don't know if it's going to change a lot, but like people are just historically much more familiar with musicians than they are programmers. And if art is not just art for its own sake, I mean, I don't think people realize, I think it's just a limitation of human psychology. Like people only have so much attention to go around. And like, so I don't really know what the solution to that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, game developers definitely get more recognition than game musicians.
Yeah.
So like there's that too, but that's just, it's a function of like their role in the process. And so
it's true. It is true, like you're just saying, like the reality of like, you know, the way the mind works is, you know, it's everybody is just not going to, you know, have, like you just said, like that much, you know, attention to share, you know, to recognize, you know, the great work that everybody does on games like that, and it's too bad. It's too bad, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should let you go play Final Fantasy XIV now.
Well, actually, what I was going to say is that I was worried getting into it, and it's really good. Like, especially considering what it used to be. Like, it's just fucking remarkable how much they turned that shit show around to being like a really good game. I've been trying, man, and I always have plenty of opportunities to get addicted as shit to that kind of stuff. But I think WoW ruined me. I think. You know, and this is, you know, famous last words, you know, when you hear from me in 2 years and I got full raid gear, but like, I think I might kind of be done with that type of, I even tried Guild Wars and 2 and that was really good, but like, just after a certain point, like, I don't want to be a hipster about it. And like, I understand why people like it and I still like it, but
yeah,
I don't know if I have the patience for doing that to level whatever. I don't even know.
I can hear you there. For me, I know that you know, it's totally, I'm sure, like the addict's sort of like cycle. For me, sometimes I love the idea of just sort of like allowing myself to just fall into this horrible time sink, you know, time lord of a game, where I can just sort of like turn my brain off and just fucking veg while, you know, making minimal grindy, you know, progress in a game like that. But then then it comes full circle and I get sick of that again, and yeah, it's just weird because that loop used to work on me so well, and like when I first started playing Final Fantasy, like it did, and then just I don't know, man, it doesn't hook me anymore. And so like I mean, I've obviously been, you know, I fucking waste time and hate myself for not working in other ways because I'm great at that, but like yeah. It's just now I'm doing this thing that is, you know, I just fucking buy new games all the time, and I just go from game to game. Like I mean, most notably in the last couple of weeks, Saints Row 4. Yeah.
Like, I was not really into Saints Row. I tried it a few times, tried 3, and it was whatever. But like Saints Row 4 is fucking awesome. And I don't know how much you played it, but like there's these like things you have to collect all over the city, and like how many times have you fucking done that in a game? Like any open world game where you have to just like collect things, and like I don't know what it is about this game. I think it's just like the superpowers and the way you move and stuff, but like I have not played that game for that long a stretch of time in fucking forever.
Yeah, I just remembered that I missed some people. Can I welcome some people to Mankind?
I'll just go cry.
You know what, this is my show, I'm gonna do it. Sonic Fear, welcome to Mankind. thank you so very much for your support and welcome to the community. Who else just came in here? Horpel, welcome to Mankind as well. I really appreciate the support, both of you, everybody. Thanks so much for being here tonight. I'm just chilling here with Danny B, talking about why MMOs suck.
Stuff.
That's right. Wait, what?
Stuff.
Talking about
well, like it's cool to see, like you know, like the Elder Scrolls Online to me just looks like the same thing, but like EverQuest Next, I'm really skeptical. But at least it's like I'm skeptical that it'll fucking work. Like I'm skeptical that like within 24 hours of that game coming out, the world isn't entirely populated by phalluses.
Well, it's just gonna say the geomodding and that stuff, like. It is funny and sad at the same time that yes, like any bit of like, you know, control that you give, you know, a player base, there's going to be that percentage that just like they have no interest in even playing the game. Like they're gonna just pick it up so they can just fucking break the system as you know as badly as possible.
I mean, I'm sure they've anticipated it, and it'll be interesting to see how they fix it or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I've been like this is the most hipster fucking thing I've ever said in my life. But like I've been playing more indie games lately. Like I played Gunpoint. Oh yeah. And it was fucking awesome. And I beat it in like a day. And it was really like, you know me, man, how like I'll play a game forever and then like I won't beat it because I don't want to be over. But if the game's only 6 hours long, like I think I'm just getting old or some shit. But like I'm into that now. I'm into like, hey, a short game that does a cool thing well, and like, okay, that's it. You had fun. You got your money's worth. Next. I am so with you on that. Which I feel is totally valid. I mean, it's so crazy to me to hear people complain about like not getting their money's worth from a game because, you know, it didn't last a certain, you know, quantity of time. You know, it's to me, yes, I especially with like, you know, I love beating games. I'm not like you. You and Zeke share that same like separation anxiety thing where like you'll play a game right up until the end and then you just won't beat it because it's like you just don't want to let go or something. I don't know what goes on in your crazy heads, but I love beating games. And I fucking adore gaming experiences that don't sort of like wear out the hook. You know, it's like they have a really brilliant mechanic and they fully explore it, you know, to its full extent in the game. But it, you know, very often in games, because there's this, you know, feeling that, you know, if it's not like 60 hours or more, you know, then you're not going to get your money's worth or something. I prefer the games that just they explore all the avenues on that, you know, hook or that mechanic, and then you're good, and then you can just go on to the next game. It's right. Yeah. Like I keep finding myself playing games that have like a 90 Metacritic, and just not like, hey, this is very well made, but like I don't want to play this anymore. Yeah. And like seriously, I sound like everybody I hate. I know. But like it's just true at this point. It's okay. I feel like I've just played so many of these games before, you know, like like one notable exception is like I played so I forget who, someone convinced me to get Metro Last Light. Oh yeah. And I didn't really like Metro 2033, so I was just kind of like, okay, it's a graphical showcase. I have an enthusiast computer. I like to fucking give it a workout and see this cool shit, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be responsible, whatever. So someone fucking convinced me to get it anyway. So that all went out the window. But like, I actually really liked it, and it was like, for whatever reason, like it felt different than every other shooter I've played, and like Payday 2 is that way too. I don't know if you played that, but it's really good. I haven't, and can I just drop this by you in front of all these people? I was talking to Mr. Brian Brushwood. Do you remember him? Host of NSFW, also host of Scam School on Discovery. Oh, yeah. Fucking such a great guy. Can I just share this story really quick? You guys know that I'm having tech issues out the ass lately. So somebody got him in touch with me through Twitter, and he sent me a DM. He was like, dude, he's like, hit me up on, he's like, what's your Skype? I'll jump on you right now, give you a rundown of like my shit and like show you all the stuff that I've got hooked up. And so I was like, sweet. And I'm like, you know, I'm this guy on Skype, and I get on there with him, and
So I'm expecting just, like him to give me a quick rundown, go through the tech issues and just answer some questions I have. Dude sits there and like he is so inspirational, of course telling me like how awesome I am and just how great it's been like watching my channel grow, and just proceeds to give me like the greatest, not like tech advice, but like career advice I have ever received. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that like I love Brian Brushwood, and dude just totally inspired me, re-inspired me after coming back from PAX, and I'm feeling my PAX downer, shit. That dude just made my day. So, but anyway, I was talking with him, and he was talking about wanting to play some Payday 2 with you, and he didn't say a fourth name, but I remember it was supposed to be you, Brian, myself, and Mr. Big Giant Circles, Jamie Henson, playing.
We still got to play Syndicate.
I know, and that's what I brought up. But he,
we can skip Syndicate for Payday 2.
Yeah, Schwood was all about the Payday 2, which I would be down. So anyway.
Yeah, you say that, but when's the last time we played Chivalry?
I know, because I would do the Payday 2. I would do it, and I would enjoy it. But I just tend to not be a multiplayer guy. Call me crazy. And crotchety.
Yeah, I was going to be all like, hey, fuck Batman, play something with me, but then I realized it's you.
And I'm going to like kind of try to weasel out of it without saying no so much as saying like, oh, I'd love to, but I really got to get these achievements in Batman. You know how it goes.
It was funny too how I was like, when you came over and PAX, and we were talking about like when I just come to the channel and just give you shit all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, sometimes you don't see me, and I'm pretty sure you see it, and you just don't want to fuck with it.
I don't. I will, and I fully admitted that yes, like there's been only a couple times where I have seen like a Danny B, and it's really because I am in a mood. You're kind of like coming into, there's a much longer story here as to why I'm in such a shitty mood. But yeah, there'll be like some wacky Danny B comment, shitting all over me or something in all caps, and I'll just be like, it's a pity I didn't notice that, because otherwise I would have responded to that.
No, and it's funny because like I know your facial expression when you do now, so now sometimes I just try to do that instead of get a reaction.
And then you just look for that moment where I see it, but I'm trying to not react to it. Yeah.
I really don't think people realize the extent of which me trolling you extends through reality and permeates every corner of our relationship.
I was just gonna say, yes, I'm so glad you're saying this so that people know it's not like you play it up on the cat. In fact, you're more subdued on when you jump on Skype. Oh my God, like Danny is crazy.
Just awful. Just awful.
Just a fucking horrible human being. I don't know why I talk to this guy, but speaking of Batman, I should probably play some Batman.
Yeah, you should really go to work, man.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna work it out. Dude, thank you so very much for sharing all of your wonderful music tonight with us. Do you guys have any? And I'm so sorry, Mankind, for not being more interactive during these kinds of whatever Skype calls that I have. Do you guys have any like questions for Danny or comments?
I saw some people ask, and I just wanted to say like just kind of like where I came from, what I did and stuff. And I was just to answer the ones I saw, like I was a drummer from real young until a few years ago when I started writing video game music, and then I realized I didn't have to. All I had to do to make a living was click a goddamn mouse, and so physical exertion quickly went down the list of things I was willing to do.
Does that include taking out the garbage?
Don't get in this. Don't. Who the fuck are you?
I don't know. I'm passing on a message. I'm just the messenger.
Anyway, I'm talking to the people, buddy.
Okay, your people.
You fucking make my girlfriend laugh? You want to fucking come over here and tickle her? Is that what you want to do? You want to fucking just get right on top of her?
Dude, I'm
The
just...
fuck are you trying to pull?
Let's just get off the garbage issue. Clearly, it's a raw nerve. I've touched a nerve. You were talking about exerting yourself and how you have no interest in it anymore.
So I'm jacking off in this public theater, right?
Right, Mr. Rubens.
Anyway, yeah. So I was a drummer for a long time, and then I just went to. I was in band and stuff, so I was in drumline. So like rhythm stuff, I just kind of got, did it for so long that I got decently good at it. And then for community college, I went there. I wanted to do computer programming because I'm like, I need to make a living, and I like computers, whatever. And I took calculus my first semester, and I'm like, fuck this. And then so after that, I just went to a community college for 4 years and took all their music classes I could. And my dad was cool enough to not be like, the fuck's your problem? Take real classes. I never even got a degree. I went to a community college for 4 years, and I didn't even get like a liberal arts degree. Like I didn't even get a 2-year degree because because they fucked it up. Like obviously I could have been responsible or whatever and like made it happen, but like because I went into electronic music 1 to satisfy my computer credit in my 4th year of 2-year college.
Oh my god.
And I went in there and like everyone went around and I was already a few years into like OC Remix and stuff, so I had been using this shit for a long time. And so he went around, everyone introduced himself, and I was like the last one, and I'm just like, hey, I'm Danny, and this is what I do. And he was just like, you need to fucking be in the other class right now. Like no, you're not going to learn anything here. And so because I did that and I like missed some stupid ass deadline of like how to get credit if you test out of a class.
Yeah.
The EM2 did not count for the credit. So for me to get a liberal arts degree from Mesa Community College, I would need to go to Mesa Community College and take Intro to Electronic Music.
Oh my god.
And I feel like that would be fun. Maybe someday I'll do it, but...
And you should document that. That would be like the best documentary ever. Wait, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, thank god. Okay, I'm sorry.
Power's still on.
We lost you already one time tonight. I'm not going to lose you again. Oh, I just saw a certain rival just come online.
What's up, rival?
Holla!
But yeah, I use mostly Cubase these days, but I used a lot of Reason. I do all my mastering and mixing myself. With NecroDancer, I might get it professionally mastered, just because I don't know, maybe not. I'm kind of ambivalent about all that. Like, if I ever worked on like a fucking Star Wars game or like Call of Duty or something, and I totally would. I'm ready to sell out at any moment now.
Yeah.
But like I would definitely get it mastered. But I think for what I do in the games it's in and stuff, I think I can get it 95% there, and like the extra 5% is a lot, and it's cool, but it's not always worth it. Well,
I mean, and just the way you were talking about, I mean, recently, I think for like NecroDancer, you were kind of getting into a lot of like compression in studying, you were just talking about how like a person could spend their entire life studying nothing but music and sound compression.
Yeah.
And still...
Well, there was specifically it was EQ and compression, which if people aren't familiar, EQ is when you cut out or boost certain frequencies, like the low end or the high end, whatever. It's the shit that the worst mistake anybody ever made was giving consumers EQ on their fucking radio because they could, because then everybody just boosts the fucking bass, and then we have to mix with that in mind. So fuck whoever did that.
Do you?
Yeah, no, everybody, if anybody has EQ, well, it's not so much of a thing anymore because it's all computers, but like everybody in their car, I fucking did it too. Like when I was a kid, I got these headphones that said mega bass on them. Like, I need all the bass in the world.
Oh yeah.
And like, so what that does is like, especially when you're doing like a car stereo and you give people EQ and it's like, I'm going to do I don't know why my voice for everybody in the world is like a Muppet, but
like
I'm going to get EQ, I'm going to make the fucking bass all loud and stuff. And it's like, you don't think that like the mastering engineers and shit like thought like, hey, these are the speakers it could be on. Let's make it sound good. But
exactly.
Then people get giant ass speakers in the back, like subwoofers and stuff. So, but anyway,
it's funny. we just got a stereo system. I just wanted to put that in there, and we were messing with the EQ presets where like it's like rock, pop, top 40, and and
jazz, and it's just like quieter.
Exactly, and it just sounds shittier. I'm just gonna say, I don't, I put it on the normal, that's just straight across, because yes, there are engineers, whatever. I don't know what their technical title would be, but yes, there are engineers who they devote their entire lives to figuring out the best mix of the audio. And,
yeah, I mean, so that's what we were talking about. I mean, like mixing itself isn't. I mean, obviously you can get better and better with it for forever, but like the specific things when I was in college, the specific things they said, just this one professor of mine, like a recording professor, he was like 50, 60, he was older, and like so he was very, he had done albums for like Travis Tritt and shit, like nothing I would listen to, but like big, huge guys who sold millions of albums and stuff. And even he was just like, if anyone ever tells you they have mastered EQ or compression, they have not. And like, so it's that whole thing where like compression is such a fucking subtle thing. Like someone mentioned sidetrack, kick ducking the rest of the track, like that's so not to get too technical, but like there's something called sidechain compression where you use one sound to reduce the volume of another.
Yeah.
And basically the long story short is when you hear like pumping in music, like boom, 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 in like clubs and shit.
Yep.
It doesn't sound like a dying dog, but similar.
When you all up in the club and you hear like I personally know what you're talking about because I listen to a lot of French house, which they sidechain the shit out of the kick on pretty much every French house song. So yes.
Yeah. So like, but that's kind of the thing, right? Like if NecroDancer is about dance music and it's kind of a silly premise and all this kind of shit, like I feel like it's to the benefit of the game to make it kind of fucking silly in every way possible. And so like even the production, like Rival, actually, a Rival, the Esquivel, is I asked him just one night about like sidechain compression, like how he does it, because I was doing it but it wasn't really working, and he fucking just tutorialed me for a few hours, and like after that is when I made the track I showed you that was like this is the best one or whatever, because it really works. So like I don't think I'm ever gonna make dance music that pumps that hard. Maybe that's a naive thing to say, but like because I don't like it when it over pumps. But I don't remember where we were talking about this, but
I love this subject though because you just brought in a Rival, and I love house music, and just talking about sidechaining.
Hi, Brownie.
Yeah, and Brownie, good night. I'm doing that thing again. I always feel like I'm leaving people out, but Brownie, thank you so very much for stopping by again. It's always a pleasure having you here. Yeah.
What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, like, a Rival. That's why I love a Rival's music so much. Like, he is seriously like my jam still, because he mixes basically my two musical loves, which right now is it's like house music, dance, like big beat. Like his thing is he just likes big sounds.
Yeah, his shit hits so hard, man.
It is.
I'm still chasing that motherfucker when it comes to bigness.
He does. He somehow packs a wallop like into his tracks, but then he also has the video game sensibilities and like the chip tune kind of sounds, and oh my god, I love it.
Truth Cannon, man.
Yeah, Truth Cannon.
So I mean, I would love, now that he lives here, I would love to fucking see what we can do, see if we can make something happen.
Dude, I know, and I just love the story that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, and he also finally, I still didn't fucking understand completely what Crackle Fat was all about. And the other day he was over here and he showed me, and that's something he would do.
Oh my,
absolutely.
Oh my god. And to this day, it's probably the greatest sort of like fan, whatever, fan art that anybody has contributed. I just remember the first time I listened to it live on this cast. It gave me goosebumps, because again, he took something that originally the joke was that it was like so bad, like my fucking cracker ass, rapping or whatever, and he actually made it sound like pretty legit. Like straight up, you know, it's just. Oh yeah, I love that guy. I have nothing bad to say about A Rival at all.
Yeah, I saw the original clip where you did the little rap thing, and just like I knew he was gonna show me this, so I'm like, fuck, I know what's coming, and he killed it, dude. Like, yeah, but yeah, he so that was, I don't know, people were asking questions, I guess, and that was where we got there. And
yeah, I mean, unless you guys have any more questions for Danny or me. You know, I'll answer questions. I'm going to be here playing Batman, though, for a good while. I'm going to be playing a lot of Batman this month.
Yeah.
Because I want to.
See, I'm about to alienate your chat room here. Well, at least some of them.
Oh no.
They're talking about the loudness war. Do you know about this war?
No. Let's go. Oh wait.
Well, I guess Obama's got so many of them you can't keep track of them. Per politics.
What?
So there's a thing called the loudness war, which is there was compression. It's so fucking hard to explain what compression is without getting like super technical. Like, because I spent like months on it in school to just understand the basic concepts. But it basically makes, in a certain sound, the loud stuff softer, the soft stuff louder. So
right.
It compresses it. It reduces the dynamic range. If somebody screams and then they whisper, it tries to make those sounds the same volume. And so there was this whole thing where they started getting better and better compressors and digital compressors and stuff. And so marketing executives realized that humans, if something is louder, they usually consider it better. And just because there's so much shit vying for your attention, that louder music would get more attention and sell more. So there's, I don't know how much of it's going on still today, because we've kind of hit a lot of physical limits like 10 years ago on like how much you can compress something.
Yeah.
But the part where I maybe lose these people in the chat, I'm sorry, is that I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I don't.
Ooh.
If you're doing it to classical music or jazz, then yeah, musically it's not a very good thing, and some dance music and shit is way over compressed and stuff. But I think the compressors and stuff are so good these days that it's harder to fuck them up. It's like way harder. Like I remember when I first started using Fruity Loops fucking 12 years ago, before it was FL Studio, because it's more professional or whatever.
You don't want to tell people you're using a program that has the word fruity in it. Like
you don't.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, it's my own proprietary tracker. Anyway.
Yeah, you fruity man.
I want to say I now know what you're talking about. I didn't know that they call it the loudness wars. But I've seen like the pictures of like sort of like the pop, like the top pop hits where they show like, what do they call it, like a spectrograph, where they show the dynamic range of this track, and you know, like the tracks from like the 70s and 60s and stuff. You have all these these wonderful cones and like lows and highs. And then they showed one from like the 90s, and it's just straight on like same loudness the entire way through, but just full. Like they filled up the range as much as they could throughout the entire track.
Yeah, but I just it's my I don't know how many people think this way or not, but like I don't really have a problem with that, and as long as it's used like tastefully and like correctly, it's like a tool. It's kind of like HDR lighting, I guess, in a way, because like HDR, I don't know a lot about this stuff, but I guess the idea is it makes like the brights brighter and the darks darker, that kind of thing, and expands the range of color that is not actually existent in reality. And so like, yeah, if you do that to like your family photos and make everybody look like Oompa Loompas on the moon, like that's one thing, but like, I don't know. It's I don't. I think for dance music, when it's done real well, I think like this is why we were talking about it, because I was getting into with Rich about multiband compression and multiband or linear phase EQ and stuff. Just these really fucking hardcore
music
mixing,
shit.
mastering things.
Yeah.
And so like now they have multiband compressors where it'll only compress certain frequencies of the sound, so it's like more and more precise. So you can just kind of like surgically choose like, this is what I want, whatever. And there's all kinds of crazy like psychoacoustics involved and stuff, so it makes things sound louder when they're not. I don't know. I compress the shit out of my stuff, pretty much all of it. And I don't know. I don't really feel guilty about it.
I agree with you. I think like kind of what you're saying is it's just another tool. It's another sort of way of, you know, sculpting the whatever the soundscape that you want to make. And like with anything, it's like, yeah, you know, moderation maybe is key, or, you know, maybe not.
Right.
You know, it's like if it fits, exactly, like kind of like what you're saying. If it fits the feel of the song,
stick it in.
yeah. If it fits, stick it in. Danny B.
Yeah, but like I think even more importantly, like when you're making game audio, I think it has to be pretty compressed because you never know what sound effects are going to trigger when and at what volume.
Yeah.
So like you have to like level the playing field there. The reason I brought up Fruity Loops though is that like Fruity Loops back in the day had a compressor, like a really heavy compressor on the main fader. So that meant all the audio went through this super heavy ass compressor because like if it's too loud and there's nothing stopping it, it'll clip, which means like it'll just cut off the waveform because like there's no more digital information to represent it, so it just cuts it off, and it's the worst fucking sound in the world.
Yeah.
So Fruity Loops was like, hey, this is $50 software for college kids, so let's put a giant compressor on it. And like, if I could, I wish I could, I don't know where they are, but I wish I could find you like the first few tracks I made on Fruity Loops, and they are just, yeah, that was too much compression. Like that was, like, even just thinking about it makes my fucking brain hurt.
I recall, I'm pretty sure I've heard them. I thought you had them on SoundCloud somewhere, or maybe, no, we were probably just listening to like your
These are actually
stash.
older ones that I haven't been able to find because I think they're on like IDE hard drives from like my Pentium 3 or something.
Oh my god.
So, but that's so one thing I didn't. FL Studio is really fucking good now. That's what Rival uses. So I was making fun of it just because I'm an asshole, but like no, FL Studio is really good.
Nice.
It was just strange to me. Maybe not strange, but just like funny in retrospect that like their solution to like this is hobbyist software, just throw a giant ass compressor on the end and like they can't fuck it up too bad, right?
Exactly.
Like I totally could.
Yeah, I went there. That's very interesting because one of the things that I was disappointed about is that, of course, with PAX, the disappointment is that you can't spend more time with like everybody. And yeah, I just feel like I barely got a chance to talk to A Rival. I would have loved to have like picked his brain about, you know, how he goes about making his music. Very interesting hearing that he uses FL Studio. For some reason, I had him pegged as like an Ableton guy because I thought for some reason.
No, it's the Germans that use the Ableton.
That's right, Daniel. Oh my
I hope
God.
he's not in here because he got mad at me for doing his voice.
Oh no! I hope he doesn't get mad at me.
Rightly so. I mean, we do it all the time.
It's where that thing. Well, I was watching the intros to the Spelunky players for the PAX panel where they did the Spelunky thing, and
Yeah.
did you watch that?
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, it was. I love how he did his intro in all German, and it was just somehow so strangely like satisfying just listening to C418 speak in just German. I loved it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just hope he doesn't.
Yeah, he's an Ableton guy.
And he isn't.
It's all the same shit, man. It's just like there's 10 programs to edit video. Like it's all the same shit.
Just yeah.
Just
what
whatever does whatever floats your goat.
Yeah, and I really. I was gonna try and make the analogy to the broadcasting software I use, but I don't. I just remembered I don't want to talk about that right now.
Oh. Ich komme aus from Germany.
So yeah, dude, Drifter, it's gonna get greenlit. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. It's inevitable.
The red tide of Colin Walsh will wash over this world and cleanse it with the righteous fire of Canadian politeness.
Well, after he wakes up, of course, because he did have to go to bed tonight. He's getting
Even tyrants gotta have their beauty sleep.
That's right, because he's gonna get back to work, working hard on Drifter. Can't wait to play it. Yeah, Crypto the NecroDancer. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm hearing a GTFO tone from you, man. Do you want me to leave now?
No. I am hankering for the Batman. I'm not gonna lie. I am trying to put like a nice little bow on all of this, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta let you go, and I've been tying up your chat with my bullshit for long enough.
This is about where you're going to fucking hang up on me like an asshole.
No, but we could just sit here and try to self-deprecate each other.
We could.
Nobody really likes my music. They're just being nice. Your turn.
I was just in the right place at the right time when this whole Twitch thing started, and so I'm just a lucky guy.
I try really hard on hygiene, but I really just still smell fucking bad.
I think you just won.
Are you giving up already?
I can't deprecate.
I thought you were ready to tango, man.
You just like went straight to the bottom. Like, I'm human shit. Just cut me. Punch me in the face. Now. Yeah. There you go. Oh, face me. He hates both of us. Here for Tawny and Martin's butthole.
It's just funny, dude, because I see you doing the same shit I do. We're like, we just like fucking hate ourselves and still put ourselves out there. Like, hey, let's make music for people. Let's get on camera in front of people and talk about how shitty we are.
Make dumb faces and yeah. Talking like, seriously, like that's why I love talking with Brian, because I started doing a lot of the same, self-deprecating, like, oh, the channel's doing okay, it's no big deal, and dude, Brian was just like, dude, shut the fuck up. He's like, you are the king, and I was like, I am kind of the king. It was like, it's what I needed to hear, and it's yeah.
And if you're like me, it'll last like 2 days, and then you need it again.
Exactly. I swear, I almost wish that I had never heard this term, because once I knew to put a name to this thing that I feel all the time, and I'm talking a guess about the imposter syndrome shit, because I'm like even more mindful of it now. Yeah, no, I constantly downplay, shit that I do, and yeah, it's like, it's good to be humble, I think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You don't want to be like all about yourself, but then like we can't, like, there's no middle ground there. We have to throw the lever all the other fucking way, where it's like, I'm not the best, so I'm the worst.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, basically the only reason my channel has had any success at all is just because I just got in on that ground floor with Twitch, and that is absolutely part of that is absolutely true. Like I am a lucky guy.
Yeah, but the world is a never-ending cascade of ground floors.
That's right.
There's some philosophy for you.
You just blew my mind balls like wide open.
It's turtles all the way down, man.
That's right. These turtles.
Yeah. So you do your fucking stupid Batman shit. When you get here and you get to Seattle, we can just, in between casts, just fucking 69 till dawn, and feel better for a while, and then next day get our fix again, and
that's right.
Just vicious cycle.
Just swirl down in our glorious downward spiral of sweaty man love.
That's not where I was going with it. It was, I don't know where you got that from.
I thought you were being literal. I don't know.
Whoa, I totally misread those signals. I am sorry.
Well, I think it's time to cut this discussion short. Danny, it's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Hey, seriously,
it's been a while.
Thanks for. I know, and it's like I need to. Whoa! Sorry. I just sat on my mic thing. You probably couldn't hear it because you're listening to me through the webcam.
I definitely heard it.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Danny Baranowsky, fucking love this guy. We're bestest buddies. And you should really check out his music over at DannyBmusic.com. Dude makes amazing music. Thank you so much for stopping by again, man. Yeah, soon, Seattle. Next year, man. It's happening.
Yeah, buddy. And let's totally do that payday shit. I'm down.
Sure. All right. I'll try and get in touch with Schwoody, and yeah, we should do it. We
still have to stress test my chivalry server.
Oh God, you're right. We can do that too.
But I will give you shit about random things some other time.
I know. You're like, at the same time, we'll never test, stress test the chivalry server. That'll just be like the one thing that we always just go back to, like, oh yeah, and we got to do that thing with the server.
What's funny, this is just like the modern equivalent of like you working like at Jack in the Box or fucking Home Depot or something. I'm just there, your friend, and be like, "Hey man, when you come over, bro? When are you gonna come hang?" Like, let's fucking work, man.
I know.
Leave.
I'm just like,
I'm gonna get fired.
I'm just like, I gotta play a game here soon. People come to MANvsGAME expecting some kind of game, but no.
As long as you're over like 1,000, I don't mind ruining your livelihood.
Can I just say how glad I am that we got over 1,000? I was sitting here like, I'm washed up. So let me just, yes, thank you all for being here, and thank you, Danny, for being here. I'm gonna play Batman now.
Yeah, man. Cool. I'm gonna take off. Bye, everybody. Thank you for not hating me too much. See, I just did it again.
I
See?
know. It's like, why do you guys hate me?
Why are you even here?
Yeah.
Don't you know how shitty I am?
Exactly. You guys, let me tell you all about why I'm just a horrible human being. But yes, Danny, have a wonderful evening, sir, and I look forward to playing more of both NecroDancer and Drifter. And yes. Anyway.
Yeah, buddy. All right, have a good cast.
All right, man.
Hey, I love you.
I love you too, Danny. Ah, fucking hung up on me like he does. But that was a really nice way of hanging up on me. Normally it's like, get bent up yours, suck it, you piece of, and then he's gone at that point. So that was refreshing. And we still have sound. The sound is lagging, isn't it? The sound is lagging. Isn't it? The MANvsGAME stickers! It's not lagging? Oh, Mr. C, the OG. I don't... Snap it. Is it fine? Wait a minute. I'm really loud on my end? What? How do you know what I'm hearing on my end, Moomin? The video is lagging. So it is off. So there is a delay. I am not here to shit on the work of other people. But I am sitting here, I am just telling you. What is the big deal with OBS? Why have so many people been like ramming it down my throat for so long? It's like I can't put it into words what I want to say, but it's an amazing achievement for being absolutely free, for mostly being developed I think by like one guy. It's absolutely amazing. It's fucking I'm coming to you via this amazing software this guy made for absolutely free. It's absolutely amazing. But I have not been able to I don't know. I don't get it. It's kind of janky for me. On my setup, for whatever reason, it runs janky. And so I don't get it. I don't get it. For me, XSplit is much more user friendly. Up until the chroma key incident, it was okay. I'd always wished that they had a bit of a better chroma key, but now it's like unusable for me. I agree. The chroma key, that is one thing that I've said about OBS from like the first moment that I tried using it, is that they nailed the chroma key immediately. Like OBS, the chroma key is just worlds better than XSplit. Yeah, but I mean, like the other stuff, like the sources and stuff like that. I mean, like the audio dropping out and then coming back when there's like the video audio desync thing going on. I mean, it's not. It just doesn't work that great for me. So this is why I'm just so just don't understand it. I don't understand why so many people for so long have just been like, dude, you got to go with OBS. It's like, I think it's that thing where, like, your friends totally, like, overhype something, and then when you finally get around to experiencing it, you're just like, well, it's not that great. I mean, it's okay. That's kind of where I'm at with OBS. Like, so many people for so long have just been like, dude, quit fucking around with XSplit. Get with the real program, OBS. And I'm here, and it's way less user-friendly. It just runs jankier, and I just want some broadcasting software that works. That's all I want. That's all I want. Anyway. OBS is amazing. OBS is amazing. It's software that's being developed for free in, you know, some guy's spare time. I don't even know what's going on with it. But all I know is that it's not like the magical, you know, broadcasting solution for me. It's just been like a whole new fucking world of issues for me to deal with. I know, Mountain Dewy, and you're crying about it. This is what I love, is that people get attached to things, and the word fanboy is coming to mind. But like, it's just so funny how like people will like fanboy out about anything, like even you know, the broadcasting software, and I just don't see OBS as being like all that more amazing than XSplit. To me, they're just kind of like, they both have pros, they both have cons. It's just like which pros and cons you prefer. So there you go. Anyway, I want to play Batman. Let me stop the thing here. You were totally crying. You made an emoticon face that is crying. There I am, in the Kona. Hey, Mountain Dew, I am totally upset. I'm just as upset as you are about the issues I've been having. Believe me, I'm right there with you with the whole upset thing. Alright. I'm going to duck out for a moment while I switch this music over. I'm going to keep the volume pretty low. Excessive profanity. Hello. Good morning. Again. We meet again. Yeah, I definitely see a lag on my end. And it's just, like, the reason I'm just sitting here cutting up OBS is because this is something that I've not had to deal with on XSplit. I don't have, you know, audio lag. I don't have, you know, source lag, whether it be audio or video or whatever the hell. Goddamn thing over there. And so that's why I'm just like, it's not all that great. It's not that cool. All right. Yes, all I'm doing, I'm back. I'm right here, and I'm just gonna be doing stealth challenges. Nice. Favorite streams just play in the background while you work. Nice. DJ Tor, staying productive. That's what it's all about. Smackful Taco, I am still definitely very much awake from yesterday. I'm out of coffee. I really should go get coffee. Let's try and do a challenge first, though. You guys have been so amazing. Let's do some gaming. All right. Riddler's Revenge. There's so much shit for me to do. I was looking through the achievements and all this stuff. There is still so much for me to do in this game before, you know, getting 100%. It's going to be a fucking miracle if I reach 100% before Batman Arkham Origins comes out. It's probably not even going to happen. Game capture, please. What? What's going on? Sorry. Batman. I'm gonna be the Batman. And we're gonna do the rank challenges. Yes, yes. You found a bottle of vodka. It's just asking to be drank. Coffee does sound very good right now, to me. I'm not a big, yeah, I drink coffee. What the fuck? Oh, that's combat. Okay. Here we go. I was like, what? Was somebody playing my game? Tony! How dare you defeat? How dare you beat these challenges? Okay. End of the line, extreme version. Here we go. Let's go. Yeah, found booze. Hey, I just found this vodka in the liquor store. Right on the shelf. Huh. I think someone's trying to tell me something. Okay, I'm buying it. Getting a cut from the Keurig. Oh my god, Eddie Ruckus. Now you're making me thirst for the caffeine even more.
This is not going to be pretty.
Oh, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be so pretty. All right, here we go. Perpetual motion. These are the three sort of tasks that I must complete in this challenge in order to get the gold medal or whatever the fuck. So here we go. Perpetual motion. Shoot an armored henchman with the REC gadget and send him over an edge to knock him out. Wow, okay. When a henchman climbs to the top of a ladder, send him flying back down. Wow. And third, don't touch that dial. Leave the henchman with the jammer backpack until last. Cool. Those ones I like, because those are really... That's kind of like a non-challenge. That's just, you know, leaving him until the end. That's fine. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to use that, so this ought to be interesting. What is the remote electrical charge? Okay, so here's this gun. And I will be using this...
To determine the smartest cretin in the room.
Did I...
Whoever outsmarts the Batman
What?
will move to the top of the class.
Did I not knock him off the ledge there? Apparently not. Oh, God! Alright, this one's going to be very interesting.
Up there! I see him!
Oh, God. And we're dead. Tawny is OP.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, Riddler. Nothing's wrong. Tawny confirmed OP. Pooped in the refrigerator. What is that from?
Don't make me hurt you.
Nothing is fucked here, dude. Nothing is okay, everything is fucked. Everything and everything is now officially fucked. I think I gotta get up here.
What was that?
Oh, shit. Alright, I gotta get up here. And... what? Hey! Hi there! Bake them away, toys! Oh, God. What about you? What about you? I'm gonna shoot everybody. Oh, God! Everybody getting shot up and hurt. Oh, God. They won the shootout at the Okie Dokie Corral.